In the not-so-distant future, the supervillains of the world decided to pool their resources and defeat every single superhero by overwhelming them with sheer numbers. The world's government collapsed, and its land was divided amongst the villains, with America's territories belonging to Dr. Doom, Red Skull, Abomination, and Magneto. But the Incredible Hulk and a new Kingpin took over those last two respectively. On the day the world went to hell, Wolverine did something unspeakable. Mysterio made Wolverine believe that he was fighting a horde of villains, but in reality, he murdered all of the X-Men. This broke Logan, and since his suicide attempt did nothing, he vowed to never pop his claws and never feel rage again. Fast forward many years later, and Logan is an old man. He's settled down with a wife, kids, and a farm. What could possibly go wrong? Well, his tractor could break down and make him not be able to afford his rent, because that's what happens. See, Logan and his family live in what used to be California, which is now part of the Hulk's territory. When Banner's grandchildren find out, they beat Logan the pacifist to a pulp and declare that if he doesn't pay double the rent next month, they were going to kill his entire family. Without much of a choice, Logan agrees to be the navigator/bodyguard for the now blind Hawkeye on his journey to deliver a mysterious package to the East Coast in the freaking Spider-Mobile. The two go on one hell of a road trip, fighting the Ghost Riders gang, running away from a T-Rex that's also infected by the Venom symbiote, inadvertently helping Hawkeye's daughter kill the Kingpin and take over his territory. You know, typical road trip movie stuff. Eventually, the two make it to their destination, and Hawkeye reveals that the package was filled with vials of the super soldier serum, and that he and his clients were going to bring back the age of superheroes and finally fix their broken world. Just kidding. Hawkeye's friends are actually undercover agents of Red Skull. There never was a resistance. Hawkeye was lied to. Logan ends up fighting the Skull, kills him with Captain America's shield, hijacks Iron Man's armor, steals a case of money, and then flies home. However, when he arrives, Logan discovers that even though he has the money on time, the Hulk gang got bored and came early to murder his family. Once again, Logan was broken, but this time, he popped those claws. He killed every member of the Hulk's family, and he even stole Bruce Banner's brand new baby boy to raise as his own as poetic justice. Now, that's the end of the story, but its writer Mark Miller wrote a Fantastic Four story at the same time featuring a group from an alternate future with two noteworthy members, the son of the Hulk and his stepfather, the Hooded Man, aka Wolverine. It's heavily implied that this is Old Man Logan and the baby Hulk that he stole. However, all of that was thrown out the window because of the recent Secret Wars event. This is going to be crazy and stupid, so please just try to follow along. After the entire Marvel multiverse was destroyed, chunks of the various universes were pieced together by Dr. Doom to form one giant planet, Battleworld. All of North America from the Old Man Logan book makes up a part of Battleworld, around here. The Secret Wars tie-in picks up right where the Old Man Logan storyline ends off and has our protagonist wandering the wastelands, toppling villains, and giving back control to the people. That is, until the head of an Ultron falls from the sky. After consulting with a dying Emma Frost, Logan decides to scale the wall that separates the wastelands from the rest of Battleworld and ends up in the domain of Apocalypse, where he is immediately thrown into battle against its version of Sabretooth, who in this area is a Horseman of Apocalypse. You with me so far? Okay, great. Logan is rescued by this world's X-Men, which allows Sabretooth to track them down with the other Horsemen and Apocalypse in tow. Thankfully, when the Thor T. Asha Ra intervenes, Logan takes advantage of this distraction to get away from everyone and hunts down the Thor after she and Apocalypse exchange conversation. Logan is then somehow transported to Technopolis, gets into a fight with the Thor War Machine, loses, and is shipped off to the Deadlands, where he fights all of the Marvel zombies. It's here that he meets a version of She-Hulk, and he convinces her to throw him over the giant wall that keeps the zombies out. This somehow lands him all the way in the Kingdom of Manhattan, where he runs into another set of X-Men. Yes, Logan has been to 5 regions of Battleworld for no real rhyme or reason. The Emma Frost of this group says that Logan will lead the charge against Dr. Doom, but then he suddenly wakes up in an alleyway of the all-new, all-different Marvel universe. Because that makes sense. Okay, so let me explain something real quick. Marvel is trying to use the Secret Wars event as a way to bring the best parts of their giant multiverse into one super awesome mainstream Marvel continuity. This is why we have Miles Morales joining the 616 universe, and it's also why we have Old Man Logan coming around. The problem, though, is that the tie-in story for Secret Wars for Old Man Logan looked like it was going to be so much better, but was scrapped because they decided, hey, let's make the Secret Wars event go longer, and we'll also launch All New, All Different while it's still going. So does Old Man Logan fight Dr. Doom and help destroy Battleworld? Well, we don't know, because the Old Man Logan book is going to come out while Secret Wars is still running, which is complicated and stupid. Also, there were never 2 Logans in the Old Man Logan storyline. I think this cover was made before it was changed, because it really feels like it was just shoehorned in, like, hey, get him to the new, all different multiverse universe thing. And that's why he just wakes up in Manhattan. and I'm really sad because it looked like the storyline was going to be really, really good. But this theory of mine does kind of help explain the inconsistencies of why Logan knows who the Thors are in the first issue, but then near the end of the series he's never heard of them, even though he clearly does. I really wish I could have seen what the Old Man Logan story for Secret Wars would have been, but we're never going to. And now he's in All New, All Different. Enjoy. So, there you go. You're ready for the all-new, all-different Marvel with Old Man Logan #1. If you want to read more about this geezer for yourself, you'll want to read the Old Man Logan storyline from Wolverine issue 66 to 72, but you can also read it as a self-contained graphic novel. After that, read the 5-issue Secret Wars tie-in, or not because it's really not that good. And then, pick up the brand new Old Man Logan issue 1. But hey, do you want me to cover the entire Old Man Logan storyline in more detail? Click on Logan for yes, or the Hulk for no. You can also cast your vote in the comments below. Or you can also click this video to watch all my Marvel videos. That's pretty cool.